Welcome to the Daily Debrief, an inside look in today's big story. I'm Jason Dinant. Now, 13 Action News anchor Tricia Kean is known for helping consumers in the Las Vegas area. And recently, she helped a couple that had bought a refrigerator, and then months later, it went bad. The extended warranty they bought just left them going in circles. Tricia joins us this afternoon, and how did you first hear about this couple?
Well, Jim, actually, the husband in this case, reached out to me on Facebook and he sent me an extensive letter as to what happened. They needed this refrigerator for medication, and he went through everything. He tried to contact the store, the extended warranty, and he really felt like there was nowhere to turn. And usually when I see that somebody has been really trying to get answers on their own and they can't, that's when we step in to help. And so I actually said to my producer, Daniel, you know what? This sounds like we could help this couple. And so one phone call to the store, and they didn't even call us back. But what happened was interesting. Boom, just like that, brand new refrigerator, no questions asked. So obviously the couple was very excited because they were really stressed out about this situation, and understandably so. They're making payments on something that's not working, and how frustrating is that? And when you're trying to be an honest person and problem solve on your own, and you can't get anywhere, and you feel all the doors are closing. You know, he's a follower of mine on Facebook, Tricia Kean, KTNV, if you want to follow me. And he reached out, and I can get a pretty good sense of people that are really at their last wits and they need some help and they're desperate. And so we immediately got on top of it, and the store did not get back to us, but they took action, which is great. So this couple was very happy, and it's a story that we profiled because when we solve a complaint, we want to show our viewers that you're not alone, that we're here to help you if you need help.
You can't call for every single person in town. For those other consumers in Southern Nevada, where would they go for the first step? If they can't get a hold of somebody at the store where they purchased something, where would they go to get help as a first step?
Jason, that's a good question because it all depends on what kind of complaint you have. In this case, Jim had a question with a refrigerator. He had an extended warranty as well, but he came to us, we solved the problem. Now, had Jim not come to Channel 13, he could have possibly also have gone to the Better Business Bureau, made a complaint, and sometimes the Better Business Bureau of Southern Nevada, they'll step in and they'll do mediation between two parties. So if you have a problem, let's say with an alarm company or whatever business it is that is also in good standing with the Better Business Bureau, you can file a formal complaint with them and they will take action. They'll call on your behalf, they'll mitigate. And we ask consumers to do that. Let's say it's a car repair issue. You can go to the DMV Compliance Enforcement Division with the state, and you can make a formal complaint again. Also, you can go to the Attorney General's office if you're make a complaint there, Consumer Affairs. If it's an insurance complaint, you can go to the state. They have a division of insurance. If you're dealing with an insurance company and you can't get anywhere, file a formal complaint. Lots of times too, before we do a story, we ask the consumer, what kind of action have you taken yourself? Did you call the Attorney General's office? Did you call the Better Business Bureau? What have you done to advocate for yourself to try to resolve this problem? Lots of times, whether it's a real estate agent, whatever it is, it's a licensed business, and you have to have a license to be a doctor, a dentist. You can go to that entity, file a complaint, and lots of times the state agency will step in and try to mitigate and mediate the problem. So we ask consumers to do all that they can do. Now, normally, pre-COVID, we would have our Contact 13 volunteers here in the station, the call for action, where we have hotlines and you call in and they take your phone call and they would call on behalf. Right now, because of COVID, we don't have that. So if you've exhausted all your leads, reach out to me. I'm on all social media. I'm on Twitter. I'm on Facebook, Tricia Kean, KTNV. I'm on Instagram. And I get a lot of messages, especially since PUA. PUA was a time where I saw we had a real need where consumers weren't getting action. And obviously, we had a broken unemployment system, and we've had several directors of the unemployment system since. But I just got a comment yesterday from somebody who said that I will always be a loyal viewer because this is the girl who tried to get food on the table for people when unemployment, was broken in our state. And I was trying to do whatever I can. We're here to help. Channel 13 for many, many years has been the people station. We're advocates, kind of for the little guy that can't get a voice. We put a voice to these stories and we highlight them on the air. And this is so important that Southern Nevada has this to fall back on, because sometimes when everything closes and all the doors close, you need somebody who's on your side. And KTNV Call for Action has always done that.
Before I let you go, I do have another question. It is a little bit of a different topic.
Sure.
Because you are so, an advocate for so many people in the Valley, the eviction moratorium is ending at the end of May. What is your advice, or what are you seeing for people that may still be in a tough situation for them to do between now and then?
We get a lot of complaints here at Channel 13 pre-COVID. Lots of times you have tenant landlord situations can be tough. I know the governor in this case has been trying to urge people to work together, get in sometime a payment plan. But there are those people who are not paying their rent and they can't be evicted. And so that's coming to an end, as you know. What I would suggest, working with your landlord, but when all else fails, if you go to tenants' rights and you go to the Criminal Justice Center, there's a place where you can go and you can get free legal help, legal aid of Southern Nevada. And they have an office there. You can go in, you can talk to somebody. I would highly suggest that people do that, take your lease, whatever. There's always somebody who can advocate for you for free. And you have to tap into that. Lots of times it's picking up, it's calling the state, it's calling the county, but there are things that tenants can do. And there's things that landlords can do as well. First thing, obviously, try to work out a payment plan. Lots of homeowners, though, people who rent homes are frustrated right now because they haven't gotten paid, and that's impacting them on their mortgages too. So it's a very tough situation with pandemic, but I know since the housing crash of 2008 through 2012, I know that there's a lot of programs available, whether you call the United Way to get rental assistance. I know Jewish Family Services was offering money for tenants, but you have to apply. There's a lot of stimulus money that's been given out, a lot of stimulus money, and you have to find out where that money is. I'm telling you, I know it's at United Way. I know Jewish Family Services. You have to apply as a tenant and pay your landlord. And there's programs available if you haven't paid for your power or your gas or your water bills. They've been working with a lot of people because guess what? The Strip shut down one day. That's our largest employer here, and people really had no control over that. And that's why that PUA money, Jason, was so important for people could put a Band-Aid, to get your money. And so, but there are a lot of relief programs out there. There's places you can go to get free help, but you have to be resourceful. You have to be also an advocate for yourself. We have the links posted. Many times we do these stories at ktnv.com. So there's a lot of links, making a few phone calls for yourself. If you really want help, it's available and you can get it. But you also have to be an advocate. You can't just sit around looking at your nails, wondering who's going to help me. You got to take action.
For even more on today's big story, visit ktnv.com.